Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chomp Chomp Chewy. Today we're gonna make one of my favorite things in the world, and it's beef stock, or bone broth, or whatever the hippies are calling it these days. Either way, it's a luscious, delicious, really thick and rich stock that we can use for almost anything. In fact, I drink it straight, but I'm crazy like that. Carnivores, right? So let's get to it. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our bag of bones. Doesn't really matter. I mean, we took a lot of the marrow out of this, which is where a lot of that flavor is coming from, but there's still meat in there, and a little bit of meat on the bone, which is a-okay with me, because the more you get of that, the more, obviously, you're gonna infuse the flavor. Now, here's a little, guess the oven's ready. So here's a little, I hate calling them, chefy tricks or any of that stuff, but this is a little trick that I picked up along the way that I'm going to share with you, and it's just a quick way to infuse a little more flavor, a little more depth of flavor, I should say, into your stock, and it's a little cheat. All right. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of tomato sauce, and we're going to just pop it right on there. Just kind of spread it around. You're going to get your hands dirty. I mean, it's cooking, right? It's not basket weaving. Which, do you get your hands dirty in basket weaving? I don't know.
Splinters.
I've never done basket. Yeah, you would get splinters, huh? I guess the bone sharp badness, I guess. Anyway, you're gonna take it and you're just gonna smear it all around. You're gonna make a mess, but guess what? No big deal. That's what sinks are for. That's what towels are for. You can wash your hands. Now we're just gonna give it a little dusting of flour. AP is fine, baking, whatever you got, it doesn't really matter. But this is just gonna give it just a little bit of it. I mean, I'm not gonna call it a roux necessarily, but it's just gonna give it a little bit of, I don't know, it's gonna crust a little bit. It's gonna, what you really wanna watch out for is you don't want it to burn, because any kind of black bits, that's why we're at 350, by the way. Preheat your oven at 350, because if you get any black bits in it, it's just gonna ruin your stock, and you're gonna spend all this time and energy for naught. From here, we wanna get our veg ready. We obviously have our bones, they're all coated and ready, and getting that depth of flavor, getting delicious. We're gonna go to the toy cabinet, and we're gonna pull out the Instapot, because yes, I love spending a Sunday all day skimming stock and spending 8 to 10 hours just working on it. And I mean, it's a fantastic way to spend a rainy Sunday. But it's not Sunday, today's Monday, and I got stuff to do. So we're gonna make it quick. So we're gonna bust out the Instapot, and this is a little trick that is kind of a riff on a Blaze recipe, whereas he uses a pressure cooker. And then we started using a pressure cooker, and then we got the Instapot, so we started using the Instapot, because it's even easier than the pressure cooker. So what I'm gonna do is prep this guy, turn him on to what, saute?
Mm-hmm.
Saute? I use this thing so often that I know what the buttons do. But that's okay. It's good to surround yourself with experts in the field, which is why Keisha's Cooking, aka Kitchen Bravo, is here. Is that this thing talking to me?
Yeah.
Or was that the oven?
No.
Veg next. For me, for stock, I really don't care for the leafy part. Save that for your Bloody Marys. And from here, this is such a rough cut tumble. There's nothing to it, right? I'm gonna go right in. The other thing I want to talk about is this. Some people are mental about peeling everything for their stocks. Now, if you're using it for like a consommé and you want it to be like perfectly clear and beautiful, then yes, remove this. But we're going for a deep, rich beef stock, and so this color that this is going to bring doesn't really matter, and it does actually bring a little more flavor. So don't worry about it. Again, rough cut. Everyone in the pool. I'm just going quarters, eighths, whatever you want to do. Doesn't really matter. Just make it your own. Oop, get back in there. Okay. Now everybody in. And then same thing is going to happen for the garlic. I'm just going to give it a quick smash, and everybody goes in. Husk and all. It's a stock. We're gonna strain it. We're gonna cheesecloth it. We're just gonna get all these guys working in here. Don't forget your carrots. Whoop. Boy, he must have go bad, didn't he? Don't forget your carrots. For these, I like to top and tail. No big deal. Just get them in. That's just me though. You know, I mean, you can throw the whole thing in. It doesn't, honestly, it doesn't matter. But that's what I do. Rough chop, big pieces. We're just looking for the flavor anyway. Run away, get back here. And you're going into it. Okay, so we're gonna start sweating that down, and you know, we're keeping an eye on our bones. Once those are ready to roll, oh man, you can smell that already. It's crazy. Let's hit it with just a little bit of salt. We're gonna try to draw out a little bit of that liquid, a little bit of that moisture. Check the bones. They do have a ways to go. So basically, I'm just gonna let these brown up, and when we come back, bones are going in, the water's going in. We're gonna season it up a little bit. Close the lid, come back in 2 hours later, boom, magic bone broth. Love it. All right. Now you can see kind of the fact that the marrow is loosened up a little bit. Come here and check this out. You can see that the marrow is loosened up a little bit. We're getting some of the drainage off of it, and we're getting just a little bit of color on the bones and that tomato paste. And remember, the key to this is we don't want to go overboard on it, whereas we start to get a little bit of charring and a little black, because that'll ruin the stock. So from here, we're going to go right into the Instant Pot. Now our veg, of course, have been cooking a little bit. Yeah, we wanted to get a little bit of color on those, which in fact has happened. And since it's a beef stock, I'm comfortable, you know, deglazing it with just a little bit of red wine. And we're gonna grab that fawn from these beautiful veg. Oh man, that smells awesome. Okay, it's good wine. You gotta make sure sometimes, right? Quality control. A little bit for the veg, a little bit for me. And these guys are ready to go. See how that's kind of turned just a little bit? That meat is releasing some of its juices, and we're gonna go right in. Now I wasn't sure, that coloring on there is gorgeous. I wasn't sure exactly how many of these bones that I was actually going to use, so I made more than I needed, because you know, with that many vegetables, that many bones, you know, you're going to limit the amount of liquid, the amount of stock that you're actually going to get. So this could very well turn into 2 batches. I'm not sure yet, but we have plenty of bones and plenty of flavor. Ready for it. All right. I think I'm going to reserve these 2. Yeah, those will be ready for the next batch. Alrighty. Let me give that a quick stir. Cute. Okay, and from here you always want to go with cold water. What's the best vessel we have for cold water? I'm still trying to learn. Too many drawers, too many toys. Like I was saying, you want to go with cold water. Gotta bring it up to temp slowly, let all those flavors release. I'm really excited about this stock. You should smell it, man. The onions, the garlic, that beef, everything smells so good. All right, let's go right in there. All right. I saw the fill line and but that's all right. Push salt. I'm nuts with this. Big grain. Peppercorns. Is already in there, so that's something we have to worry about. pressure cook. 4 hours. Pressure's high. I guess that's it. You know, there was a whole lot of front end stuff to sit around and wait for several hours for it to go. It's not going to take 4 hours, but we like for it to peak and then slowly release. That way it cools off naturally, retains all that flavor. You don't lose all of it out of the steam when you release it. So that's what we like to do here. All right, well, I'll see you in a few hours. I got a little busy. So what I did was just let it cool down. I chucked it in the fridge because I couldn't get back to it in time. In fact, my hair got a lot shorter between these two videos. It's been that long. All right, check this out. Wow. That is so rich. Man, it's delicious. Because you can actually taste the herbs that we put in there. You can taste the veg. But what you're really getting is that just pure meat and protein taste. What really helped it was, you know, when we brought in that tomato paste and then we cooked off the bones before we started making the stock. Man, that is the secret to this. So anyway, enjoy that cheat. I'm gonna strain this and then we're gonna just, well, we'll use it for other things, but mainly I just put it in a big old pint count and I just drink it because it's so good. It's a meal replacement. So all you paleo guys out there and gals, try this. It's amazing. Hey, I almost said bon appetit. Hey, what's the name of the show?
Chomp Chomp Chewy.
Hey, Chomp Chomp Chewy. Hey. Should have forgot the name of my own show like 3 times.